The ITV News report on educational influences. We need to talk about it. If you haven't seen it, ITV recently reported on the Wild West of education, featuring one of my videos and conveniently placing my face on the thumbnail. The article's central argument was that online influencers are able to give advice without any formal teaching qualification. In my opinion, this was framed in a very negative light, using statistics that suggest that the majority of students trust influencers more than their own teachers to imply that educational influencers like us are contributing to students failing their exam. Now, my main issue with this is that at some point in the story, the focus shifted from educational influencers like myself giving revision advice and study tips onto so-called exam prediction accounts. They ended up conflating these two very different types of accounts, and this blurred distinction misrepresented what the majority of educational influencers actually do. The majority of influencers in the education industry are focused on improving access to information about how to learn and why it's important. For example, the majority of my videos are focused on revision techniques and different learning strategies, how to manage your time, why school is important. And I felt like the narrative being pushed was that we're unqualified, we don't know what we're talking about, ignoring the fact that the majority of us do not make exam predictions. I am not a teacher and I never claimed to be. That is reflected in my content. My content is focused around revision advice and some of the habits that I got into that helped me get good grades at school. I just watched a response from another influencer featured in the report, Lucy's Lessons. She is a teacher. She is completely qualified and that is reflected in her content. And she talks about the fact that the report is focusing on the completely wrong thing. Students are not turning to social media solely for exam prediction. They are seeking advice and guidance because they are not getting the support they need at school. And that is the reason that I started making content, because when I was at school, I found myself in that exact position. Educational influencing didn't really exist then. However, there were teachers on YouTube that I could turn to. I didn't have a GCSE chemistry teacher. We didn't finish the course for multiple different subjects, but I still wanted to get those top grades. And that is why I started creating content, because I wanted to give other students the advice that I needed. And because I believe that free access to a good quality of education is a fundamental human right. The content I create is never to mislead. It's to build students up and support them, not kick them down as the article would suggest. I believe that by leveraging social media as a tool, I am able to reach more students so that I am able to increase access to information about learning, about revision, and about education.